Good evening. Good evening, all. Dear participants, good evening. Am I audible? Is my screen visible properly? Can you please confirm? So, how about assignment going on? Tomorrow will be the due date. So, by tomorrow evening, please try to complete and post. Okay, so regarding the Facebook, some of you have requested to change it, and so the alternative we have decided to post it in LinkedIn. So for that I'll explain you how to do it in the end of this session. Okay, similar to yesterday's class, we'll see about some topics, and in the end I'll once again brief you about the assignment and the submission procedure. So we can submit it in LinkedIn. So why? Because LinkedIn is like used by many industrial experts and technical users, right? So in that we are having some group, and if you post that, it will be really helpful for you to showcase your work there. So anyone, it is visible for everyone, they can see your work. So it will be really helpful. So I'll explain you about the submission procedure in LinkedIn also in the end. And many of you guys have posted it in Facebook. Yesterday I received a lot of assignments, very good. And if you can post and showcase it in LinkedIn also. It will be helpful for you only. Okay, so shall we start with day 6? So this is day 6 of this virtual internship Python. So I welcome you all on behalf of Pantech e-learning. We'll start today's session. So what all things we have seen in this last 5 days, we have completed till dictionary, and I have given you an assignment. And regarding dictionary, we haven't seen any like practical examples, right? Any assignment. So I have given you assignment. So I'll explain you with some exercise now. So we'll see about that using dictionary. And once we complete that, we'll start with today's class in functions. Is it clear? Can we start? We'll start with one or two exercise. So I'll go into my collab. So the first exercise will be, I'll explain you what is the motive of this. We are going to get user input, and that user input is nothing but the phone number of the user. Okay, so he'll be entering his phone number in number format. And what we are going to do is, we are going to use dictionary to convert that number into words. So if it is 9, we are going to give the output as NINE. So in that sense, we will be getting the user input and convert that into words. Shall we start that? It's very easy, and easy for you to start with dictionary practicing. So I'll get the phone number from the user. Phone is equal to input. Okay, so we'll get input, enter number. So I'm not getting it as an integer, I'm going to get it as a string only. Here, since we are going to use it, we are not going to do any mathematical manipulation with that. So I'm going to just get it as user input, which is in string format only. Regarding assignments, I'll explain you how to submit it in LinkedIn. Those guys who are not comfortable with Facebook, I'll tell you in the end of the session. So please listen the class now. So once we get the user input, he'll be entering the phone number. So I'll create a directory where I'm going to create a dictionary with, if the number entered is 0, okay, let me give it as 0. These are key and value pairs. Okay, so let me give for 1, let me give it as 1, and so on till 9 we have to give. since I'm getting it as a string input, okay, see here the key values I'm giving it as a string only. Okay, so we have created a dictionary, but this will be in a, like combined format, right? So what we have to do, we have to use for loop. So why we are using for loop? To take one by one. So let me create an empty list first. Words equal to, let me create a list. So every time the loop runs, I'll be getting it from the directory, which means the dictionary, and I'll be appending it in this words. So all the numbers one by one will go into this for loop using for x in phone. The phone will be the user entered value and it will go one by one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to append it in words list. Okay, this words is a list. I'm calling append and there I'm adding it. I'm going to take, so what I'm going to add using this dictionary, I'm going to get x. So if the user, the first number, if it is starting from 9, so the x will be 9. Okay, it will take from this dictionary. We can get right using this method or dot get. So using this I'll get and I will add that in this words list. Okay, so once this is completed, what I'll be doing it, finally we need the output, right? So I'll print, and if I print the words directly, see here, this will be a list, right? So if I run this, see here the code, so it is asking for the number. For now I'll give some little bit numbers. Okay, 1 2 3 4. See here we got an output, it matched and give us the output 1 2 3 4, but it is in a list format and I want it in a proper way. Okay, so what I can do, I can use the string method join. So I'll tell you how to use it. We have already done it. So I want to separate all these things with a gap. So let me create a space, okay, white character space inside the string, and with this string I'm going to join, and here you have to pass the list. Okay, sequence, I'll pass the words here. So this list now will be combined, okay, and we can get the output. So if I run this, see here, if I type this, we got the output like this. You can do some other things also. Okay, and finally I can enter actual like a number. So this is going to give me an output. Is it clear about this? Can we see another example for dictionary, how to use it? And moving to next assignment, next exercise. So we'll do one thing. We are going to get a user input from the user. He will be entering some random text. Okay, it can be a sentence or a word, whatever it is. And what we are going to do is we are going to count the alphabets present there. For example, if the user enters hello, so I'll be counting like how many times the H is there, how many times L is there, how many times E is there, how many times O is there. So what all things present there and how much times it is repeating. So this is what we are going to find, and we are going to use dictionary to do that. I'll tell you how to do it. First, let me create a variable user underscore input equal to, the user will be entering input. Okay, it is a string, I need it in a string format. Enter a string, so you will be entering some text, right? So what I am going to do is, let me create an empty dictionary. So how to create an empty dictionary? Okay, so see here, I'll explain you one other thing also. So if you have like this, okay, this will be a empty list, and if you have like this will be an empty tuple. But if it is like this, whether it will be an empty dictionary or empty set, tell me. Please tell in chat box, guys. So we have seen about list, tuple, dictionary and set, right? So how will you tell it is a set? Set is like collection of items inside curly braces. And like if I leave it empty, whether it will be a set or a dictionary, that's what the question is now. Anyone, can you guys guess? And if you don't know, tell me how to find it. There is a way to find which type it is. Tell me. We'll try to do it. Okay. So this is not an empty set. If you leave it empty with curly braces, this will be a dictionary. I'll explain you how it is. So let us remove this for now. Before going into that, I'll paste it here. So let me print the type of direct. Okay, dir. So if I run this should tell me whether it is a set or a dictionary, right? Can you try it? So many are telling it is empty set or set, but it is an empty dictionary. I'll explain you what it is. See here, it belongs to the class dict, which is nothing but dictionary. So this will be considered as a dictionary. So how will you have an empty set? Why it is dictionary means, so if you leave it empty, it is going to be a dictionary only. So when this will be considered as a list is, as a set is, see here. So if you are having curly braces and an empty element here, let's try to print now. See here, whenever something is present inside the curly braces, then only it is going to acknowledge it as set. It belongs to the class set. But if it is empty, it is going to be a empty dictionary. Clear? So the last date for the submission will be tomorrow. So by tomorrow evening, you have to complete it and update it in Facebook or LinkedIn. So regarding LinkedIn, I'll tell you how to do it in the end of the session. So please listen to the class. And see here, if it is empty, it is going to belong to the class dictionary. And if something is present there, only one element, then only it is going to consider as a set. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to create an empty dictionary. So let me create an empty dictionary for now. And this is where I am going to store how many elements are repeating. Okay, so for letters in user underscore input. Okay, so user will be entering. So one by one I am going to use for loop. Okay, and here I don't want to include any spaces. So if the letters is equal to empty space, then I am going to pass it. Okay, I don't want to do any operation in that. Elif letters in directory. Okay, which means why I am doing this is, we will be getting, like, for example, if I enter the user input as hello, the first time H will be there, I will be adding it to the dictionary. Okay, no issue. E will be there, I will be adding to the dictionary, no issue. But when it comes to L, we are having 2L, right? So if that alphabet is already present in my dictionary, I don't want to create a new one. Okay, I don't want to create a new key. I just want to add the count. So what I will be doing is, I'll call the dictionary name. If it is already present in direct, like that dictionary, I'm going to call and pass this letter. I'm going to add it with 1. Okay, so whatever present there will be gets added with 1. If it is a new element, which means if it is else, I'll add the dictionary, and in that, for that letter, so it is letters, right? Letters is equal to 1. So which means if it is new, it will get created. Okay, this is how we can create a new key in a dictionary, right? So new key will be created and the value will be stored as 1. So if it is already present, so it will get added with 1. So the count will increase. Clear? So once we've done it, once this loop runs, we will be getting a dictionary with all the things which we have entered. So we'll try to run it. So since we have to complete this, it is not complete. I'll tell you with example. See here, I'm entering hello. It is running successfully. Let me print the dictionary now. See here, the H is 1 time, E is 1 time, L is 2 times, right, in hello, and O is 1 time. This is what we have achieved it, and you can get it neatly also. So for that you can use for loop, we know, right? So for x comma y in dot items, dictionary dot items. So here let me print So I'll enter the word here. See here, we got a neat representation 1 by 1. So using x and y, we have seen it, right? So it will be key and value pairs, and using items you can get that. So x will be the key name. I'm using colon inside. You can use comma or plus operator to just combine it, and I can convert it into a string, or I can directly use forward method. Both are no issues, right? So this is an integer, so I'm just printing it as a string. Is it clear about this assignment? So if you want to convert this, see here, let me just copy this text also and let me paste it here. So in this entire thing, so n is present 7 times, e is present 10 times, and so on. Is it clear? Can we start with functions? So let me go on into functions in Python. And what is functions in Python? So functions in Python are a block of reusable code that performs specific task. So this is like a block of code you can store, and whenever you want you can like access it and use it. It performs the same task. So every time, like while writing the length of code, if you are performing the similar task in many places, you can create a function for that, and whenever you need you can call that. Okay, so a function runs only when it is called, which means you have to create a function and you have to call it. Only when you call the function, then only the function will start to run. And to create a function, you have to use this def keyword, def. And once you have created, you can call it multiple times. Okay, so we'll see about the coding part. See here, this is what the syntax of creating a function is. Using the def keyword, you have to create a function, def. Okay, and near to that I have given some name, right? So this is what the name of the function is. So with this, I'll be calling the function. Okay, you have to create a function with the help of def keyword, and near to that you have to give a name for it, and this will be a place which will be useful later. I'll tell you. Simply you have to create a parenthesis. You can leave it empty for now, and using colon and indentation, this is similar to conditional statement and looping statement, right? So this colon and indentation is important. And next you can, this is where the body of function is. So you can have many lines in this intent line, and here you can print or do any tasks. Okay, I'm just printing hello world, and this won't run like whenever I call it, then only this function will run. So how to call a function? You have to call it with the help of the name of it. Okay, I'm passing this hello here, so when this is run, this output will be executed. So shall we try it in Colab? Yes, you can do it in LinkedIn app. You have to join it in the LinkedIn group. You can give request, they'll accept it soon. So once you got accepted, you can post it there. You can create a post. You can use it in your mobile app or browser also. So we'll start with functions. So you have to use function to create that. You can call def using def keyword. Okay, let me create hello. And see here the color got changed. I have to use colon, and next line the indentation will be there. I'll just print hello world. So if I run this, see here, there is no output. Okay, it is running, but I cannot see output. Why it is not printing hello world? Anyone, can you tell? Please try to guess what will be the problem here. So it's not actually a problem. So why it is not printing the result? We have created a function, but what is the property of a function? A function will only run when it is called. Okay, so a function will run only when it is called. So we have to call the function to run it. So I can call the function with the name of it, hello. So if I run this, I'll get the result hello world. So wherever I need, if I pass this hello, it is going to give me the output. Clear? So this is what a block of like reusable code. It can perform the specific task, and you can call it anywhere. Clear? So shall we move into like some concepts of functions? So you can pass information into a function, which means you can define a structure, and whenever you need, you can like alter it based on the arguments you can pass. So what is this argument? You have here this term. Okay, you can hear the term parameters and arguments, what it is. So what is a parameter and what is an argument? So see here, you can pass informations into a function with the help of parameters and arguments. So while creating a function, inside this parenthesis I can ask for the information. So you are asking for information, right? This is what known as parameter is. This is what known as parameter. So if I am getting this name, the value of name will be passed here, hello plus name. So if I want to greet other persons, I am calling the function, okay, I am passing the name, okay, Sam, hello Toby, hello Andrew will be the result. So what is known as argument? When you are calling a function, you are passing some value for that parameter, right? That is what known as argument, okay. So there are two things. You can ask for multiple arguments also. You have to just separate it with the comma. If I need two things, parameter 1 and parameter 2. So parameter is something like when I create my function, I am asking for two things and I will be using it inside my function. And when you actually call a function, you have to pass the, like if you are asking for two parameter, then you have to pass two argument. Otherwise you will be getting error. Okay. See here the value I am passing when I call my function, right? So that is what known as argument is. Shall we do this? I'll modify it, define greet, okay, I'll ask for a name and I'll print, okay, name. So this is a parameter and this parameter the value will be passed here along this. So if I try to call this greet, I'll be getting error if I don't pass the name. See here, if I leave it empty, I'll be getting error known as one argument is missing known as name. So I have to pass a value for it. An argument I have to pass. If I pass the value, it is going to pass, see here, hello John. So I can use the same thing and change the name, right? So whenever I need, I can pass. If I pass this name, it is going to give me this output. Clear? Clear about parameter and argument? And if you want two names, you can call for name 1 and name 2. So if you want 3, you can go for 3 parameter and you have to call 3 things, okay. You have to pass the arguments. See here, I am using this name 2 here and I'll pass this name 3 here. So if I try to run this, I'll be getting error because 3 things are required, okay. So now it will be running fine and whatever input I am giving based on that argument, it is going to give me the output. Okay. Is it clear about passing the parameters, like asking for parameter and passing the argument? Is it clear? So please listen to the class. For LinkedIn, they will accept you soon as possible. So then only you can post your assignment. Please make sure you are ready with your assignment and the last date will be tomorrow. So now listen to the class. Is it clear about function, parameters, arguments concept? So in case of arguments, there are two types, okay. First one will be the positional argument, second one will be the keyword argument. There are two things, positional argument and keyword argument. So positional argument we have done right now. So if I want 3 arguments, okay, I am asking 3 parameter and asking for 3 argument. So based on the position I am giving, okay, I am entering John in the place of name 1, Sam in the place of name 2 and Tom in the place of name 3, okay. If I enter in this way, it is placing in that respective place, right? So this is what known as positional argument is. And there is something else which is known as keyword argument, which is nothing but if I ask for A and B and I am passing this A and B, right? So here when I pass the argument, I can directly set A is equal to this one and B equal to this one. Clear? So you can use the name of the parameter to pass the argument. So when you pass like lengthy, you can pass any number of argument. Okay. If you are asking for 10 parameter, so when you are passing 10 argument, you don't want to get any error or confused, right? In that situation, you can use this keyword argument. You can pass the value. See here. Here instead of passing like this, I can set like name 1 is equal to this value, name 2 is equal to him and name 3 equal to this one. So the same output will be coming. So this will avoid any misinterpretation or error. Clear? So next one will be default parameter value. So as I have told you earlier, so till now is it clear regarding keyword arguments, parameters, function? Any doubts? Can we start with this default parameter value? So now tell me, okay, tell me now, so what happens if I'm asking for one parameter and if I don't pass that argument, what will happen? See here, I'm asking for the name, right? And if I leave this empty, will I be getting output or error? Obviously I'm going to get error, right? So why? Because if I ask for a parameter, I have to pass that number of argument when I call my function. But instead, you can even pass a default value. So what that means is, if the user, when he calls the function, if you pass a value, you can pass that value, okay, that's argument. Or instead, if you pass it as empty one, if you didn't pass any value, then in that time you can pass a default value. So that's what known as default parameter value is, and you can set that with the help of this. Okay, if you are asking for this country as a parameter, you can use this equal to sign and set what you need. Okay, if I set this to India, so if the user is passing Sweden, the output will be I am from Sweden. Okay, so if you pass it empty like this, it is going to give this value. Okay, so you won't be getting any error. So that's what the idea of this default parameter value is. So I'll create user greet. I'll set a simple example, name equal to, okay, I'm asking for name. First let me print using for method. I'll pass welcome. I'll pass the name here. So if I run this, user underscore greet is the name of the function. I'll pass Sam. So this is going to give me hello, welcome Sam. If I leave this empty, it is going to give me error. See here, the argument is missing. So in that case, if I can pass a default value, I can pass it as user. Okay, see here, it is not giving any error. So if I leave it empty, it is going to pass this user as the default value. If I pass any name, it is going to take that value and print that. Clear about default values? So this will avoid any error. Is it clear? Can we start saying about this return value? So we'll be starting with return from now on. So we'll be using it in many places. So what is this return is? See here, I'm creating a function and inside of it, okay, I'm asking for a parameter x, and when I pass any value for that, I'm multiplying it with 5. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And see here, instead of printing that, I'm just returning it. So what does this return will do? So when you use this print option, what is the use of it? What it will do is, okay, so the meaning of append is adding it in the end. When you have a list, if you call dot append method, it is going to add it in the end. And regarding this return, so I'll explain you what is the function of a print is. So if you are printing any output, it will execute and show you the output only. It is just printing. So with that value, actually you cannot do anything. Okay, it is just showing the output. You cannot do any further manipulation with that. But here, if you use it in return, okay, so if I return it, what this return will do is, you can print this entire thing, so you can get the output also. But if you use this return, the value you are getting, you can use it for further calculations. Okay, you can use it for further manipulations. I'll tell you, if I ask for x, I am passing 3 means it will be multiplied with 5 and the output will be 15. So this return, using this return, if I want to use this 15 anywhere else, I can do it. Okay, so we'll try to do it. Define math. Okay, I'll ask for x, so I can just return 5 multiplied by x. Okay, so if I call this max and pass the value 5 here, so it is going to give me 25. Okay, since it is Google Colab, it is showing you the output. If you use any other IDE, it is not going to give you this output. So for that, what you can do, it is best to do print this. Okay, This will show you the output, but if you want to use it anywhere else, you can use this also. We'll see one example in the end. So in that case, I'll explain you what is the exact use of this return. So printing is just showing the output, and return is like using this value you can further perform tasks. Clear? So regarding assignment, the NM code, if you have, you can give it, or else you can skip it, no issue. And we'll start with next thing. Okay, so this is known as args or non-keyword arguments. So what is this? So for example, we are creating some parameter limit, right? So if I want 4 things, I can get four arguments only. What if I don't know the number of arguments from the user? Okay, so with this star symbol, 1 star before this parameter, which means what it will do is it won't ask for 1. Whatever the number of argument you are passing, it will accept. Okay, so I'm asking for the numbers and I'm giving a 1 star here. So this is a non-keyword argument. You can pass any number of argument here. So that will be stored as a set or a list. Okay, based on your requirement, you can store that. So here what I'm doing is, so this will be a sequence, right? So it will be stored in a tuple or a list. So I can, I'm setting the total as 1. So I'm just going to multiply everything and give us the output. So using for loop, for number and numbers. So this numbers will be a list or a tuple. Okay. So using for loop, every time the loop runs, the value will be stored in number. So I'm going to multiply it with the total and store it in total. Total star equal to number, which is nothing but total equal to total multiplied by number. We know that, right? Plus equal to minus equal to, we have done it, right? Similarly. And finally, once I complete this, I am just returning this total. Okay. So this total will be the value, and if I print that, I can get the output. We can do this. So if you want many number of arguments, but you don't know what is the limit, you can go with this 1 star. Okay, which is non-keyword argument. I'll show you define, multiply, and I need numbers. So if I type like this, I can get only one thing. Okay, I can get only one. So if I want many things, I can pass this star here. So it is going to allow me to enter many values. So I'll just print and show you what this numbers is now. Okay, when this thing runs, I'll explain you what it is, so we can see that. So once I get this, what I'm going to use it, I'm going to create a total. So I'm setting this to 1. So why I'm setting this to 1 and not a 0 is, we are performing multiplication. If I set this to 0, obviously the output total will be 0 in the end. Okay, that's why I'm setting this to 1. For loop, for number or x, we'll set this to x itself, for x in numbers. So every time the loop runs, the value will go 1 by 1. So I'm going to multiply with total and store it in total itself, equal to x. Okay, and finally I'll return total. I'll run this. See here, when I call this multiply, now I can pass many number of arguments as I need. Okay, I'll pass this 1 2 3 4. Okay, spelling mistake, sorry, multiply. See here, so this is what the tuple is. We are getting this 1 2 3 4, right? It is passed as a tuple, and one by one it is going through the for loop, and every time the loop runs, it is going to multiply and store it in total, and we are getting the output. Is it clear? Guys, is it clear? Please update in chat box. And you can also get keyword arguments. So if you want to, this will be stored as a dictionary. Okay, so if you want, you can store it. So which is nothing but this is like non-keyword argument. You can just pass it. If you want a keyword argument, you can go with double star. Okay, so I am just printing the result here. So if you use this, you can pass the key and value, which means the parameter and argument together. So this will be helpful, right, to store it properly. So if you want to do this keyword argument, then you can go for this double star. Okay, see here, I can pass any number of parameter argument with this. I'll pass double star info. I'll just print the info for you guys. So with that I can perform further tasks. So before that I'll just call this user. I have to pass the info. Okay, I can pass name. Okay, a minute. So this is a parameter, right? You don't want to give it as a string. So name equal to, so the value you have to give it as a string. Name, okay, age equal to see here we got a dictionary as the output, we got it is printing it. Okay, so if you pass another thing, it is going to store that also. That's what the use of this keyword, like multiple star. Using double star you can get this. Okay, I can store another thing, country equal to India. So this will help me to create a dictionary. Is it clear about this? Both of these things, one star and double star, args and quarks. So next thing will be local versus global variable. So we have seen about variable, right? Variable is a container to store the values. So what is this local and global variable? Till now we don't get any error because we are using some standard formats. We didn't go into the functions and all. So when you go into the functions and then class and object, you will be like accompanied with this global variable, local variable. So what it is? Global variable is something like if it is outside of any function, if it is present in common, it is a global variable. And what is a local variable is, see here inside a function, I am storing the value of x. Okay, if x is equal to 5, so this value of x will be 5 only inside this function only. So this is what known as a local variable is. So you cannot access this value of x outside the function. If you want to do that, then you have to declare this variable as a global one. And to do that, you can call this global option. So before giving the value for it, you have to call this global and mention the variable name. And below that, you can post the, like store the value and you can use it later on. Okay. So I'll update my team to do the day 4 and day 5 PPTs. So I'll make sure you will get it by tomorrow. So now is it clear about local versus global variable? Can we see an example? See here, country equal to India. Okay, so this is a global variable, so I am storing it outside. So if I create a function here, define information, okay, and here I am setting country equal to USA. Okay, so I'll print country once it run. So this country here will be a local variable which cannot access earlier. So if I remove this, I'll run this one. So this is a function. If I want this information, I can run it. Okay, so if I try to print the country outside, see here it is not defined. Okay, it is actually present here, but you cannot access it because it is a local variable. So if you want to make it global, then what you can do is you can go with global and near to that you can pass this name of this variable. So now this country will be a global variable, and if I run this, okay, so we have to run this function, right? So then only it will be declared and we got the output. Clear? So once you create that, you have to run the function, then only this global will be executed actually, and then once we run it, it is executing. So if I run this, this will be a global variable. Every time I run, I can access it. Is it clear regarding local versus global variable? So we have completed about functions. So next, one little simple concept about lambda functions. Can we start? Participants, can we go? Is it clear about functions completely? So starting with lambda functions. So what is this lambda function is? So lambda function in Python are small anonymous single expression functions that can be used, okay, that can be created with the help of lambda keyword. To use this, you have to call the lambda keyword. Using define, we have created a function, right? To go with lambda, you can go with lambda. Okay, and next, what the use of this function is? These are quick and throwaway functions. Okay, only for a short period of time you can use it. You cannot perform some complex tasks. But if it is very simple, you can go with this lambda. And what is the syntax of this lambda is, you can create, okay, using lambda. Once you declare it, you will create a lambda function, and near to that you can create an argument, and using colon next to that you can give the expression which you want to perform. So it will be little bit confusing. I'll explain you here. See here, in the variable x, I am storing a lambda function, x equal to lambda, and near to that, see here, the place your argument, so it is like a parameter, I am passing a, okay, and using colon on the right side, this will be the like body of function. For example, if you go with function, it is the body of the function, or for lambda, this will be the expression you want to do. You will be getting a and you are adding it with 10. That's what this means. So if I want to use that, I can call this x, and inside I have to pass the argument 5. So this 5 will be added with this 10 and the output will be 15. Is it clear about lambda functions? Can you try it, guys? So regarding assignment, NM code is like non-Moodle code. If you have that, you can enter or you can leave it empty. Project code is like assignment I have given, right? You have to paste the code there, and you have to attach the screenshots of the use cases. I have given some test cases, right? You can watch yesterday's video, it will be in the end, or I'll show you in today's ending session also. So we'll start with this lambda. I'll create it in a variable x equal to lambda. So using this lambda, see here, we are creating a lambda function, and I have to create a parameter here. I'll set it to a, and using colon, and this right side will be the place actually the like what are the tasks you are going to do. So I'm going to add it with 10 or any value. I can multiply, I can do any tasks, and here if I want to call that, I can just print. When I call it, I have to pass the argument here. So let me pass some value like this. So this will give me the output 14. So this is for simple use and throw functions, okay? So if you want multiple things, so in functions we are asked multiple things, right? So like name, name1, name2, or x comma y, you can get that, right? So what if you want to do that in lambda, you can do that also. So for that, see here, so to get that you can use this comma. So if I want two things, I can call for a comma b, and I can, if you want 3, I can pass a comma b comma c, and I can do the performance here. And when I call that lambda, I have to pass the required argument, okay? Let me change this to a comma b. So let me multiply both and give the result. And I cannot run like this, it will show error because we are not entering the b value. So for that, let me pass this value. See here, I got the output. Okay, these are simple throwaway functions. Is it clear about lambda functions? Is it clear, guys? Can we see once again about this assignment? Can we start with this? So we have completed about functions and lambda functions in today's class. If it is clear, then we can go with this assignment. Once again, I'll tell you and I'll explain you how to paste, like how to submit it in LinkedIn today. So it will be really helpful for you to showcase your talent. Since you paste it there, anyone can view that. Since LinkedIn is like a group of members of like technical guys, right? Everyone will be there, and I'll explain you how to do it. So regarding the assignment, I'll explain you once again. If you missed it in yesterday's class, please listen to this. This video will be available there. You can rewatch it and please try to make it, okay? Please try to do this code. So if you guys have any doubt, you can contact me through Facebook or LinkedIn. Clear? And starting with this assignment is Roman numerals to integer, okay? So in the user input, we are going to get the Roman numerals like this. It will be like this or complex things like this. Okay, this will be the input. I need to be converted and give the output. And there are certain rules for it. Okay, and how to do it. So the conversion is, in Roman numerals, we will be having these things only. I, B, X, L, C, D, M. And for each one, we are having certain numbers, okay, for conversion. So if it is I, it will be 1. If it is V, it will be 5. If it is X, it will be 10, and so on. These things, okay. And if it is 3, so how will you actually add these values? It is a combination, right? So in that combination there are certain rules. The first rule is, when you read it, if the larger number is written first followed by the smaller value, then you can add the both of those. For example, see here, I am having I. So the value of I is 1. So it is not greater or smaller, so you can just add it. So if you add 1 3 times, the value will be 3. Okay. And for this one, so x is the biggest value, 10, I is smaller one. So if it is larger value, then followed by smaller value, you can add that. The output will be 12. So in case if it is a smaller value followed by a larger value, for example, if it is like this, IV, which means I is 1, smaller value, V is 5, larger value. If it is in this order, you can subtract it. So the output will be 4 here. Okay, if it is like CD, C will be 100, D will be 500. So you can subtract it, the output will be 400. So this is what the rule of it. You can use, I will give you hint, you can use dictionary, you can use for loop, you can use a range function, whatever you want, you can use. There are many methods to solve this. Already few participants have submitted their assignment, very good. Everyone tried their different versions and got success output. And so this is how it works, the max behind it. As I told you, if it is largest number, then smaller by smallest number, then you can just add it. If it is smaller number, then largest number, you can subtract it. Okay. Finally, try to do this test cases. Once you got your code successful, try to pass these values and get the output and take screenshot of it and submit it in respective place. So if it is clear, I can tell you the submission procedure. So in the description and chat box, you can find a LinkedIn group link, and you can click and ask the request. It will be accepted as soon as possible by your team. So once you got accepted there, please make sure you have the code and screenshot ready. You can post it there in that group. Okay. So this will help you to showcase your work for others also. And in this LinkedIn group, the link is available there. You can join and post it. If you have any doubt, you can contact me there. And this will be the group name. You can use the link to join. And when you post it, there is a certain format to post it, so it will helpful for us to segregate it. So this will be the format which is available in YouTube description. So in this video description, you can see this format. You can just copy or paste it. And when you go for tagging, please make sure you tag the proper Pantech e-learning. And these hashtags are very important. Okay, and you can give your name, college name. So NM code is, if it is available, you can give, or it is not mandatory. And regarding project code, you can paste your project code here and attach the screenshot files here. And once you done that, you can post it. It will be verified by our team and it will be accepted. So it can be converted into a post in our group. Is it clear? So that's it for today, guys. If you guys have any doubt, you can ask. I'll wait for 5 minutes. You can ask if you guys have any doubt. Okay, or else we can wind up today's session. So regarding test case, I'll tell you, once you have your code, you should pass these values. Okay, what you can do is actually in your code, every time you can ask for user input. Okay, input equal to, like, you can use input from the user text value, make it in uppercase so that it will be useful. If you type this value, I'll explain you what it is. First, we are having this MCMXCIX, right? So first, let's see this simple one. Okay, DCCC. What is D? So this 500, CCC is 100, right? So D is the largest value and C is a smaller one. So it is like 500 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. So output will be 800. Okay. Regarding this one, we are having MCMX, right? So I'll tell you what it is and how to convert it. So first one will be MC. So M is 1000, C is 100. Largest value, then followed by smallest value. So you can add that, okay? But see here, after that, we are having again M, CM. So it is like largest value, smallest value, and then largest value. So if it is CM, then what you can do is you can subtract both. So the total will be 1900. This will be 1000, which is in the starting M, okay, and then CM, which will be 900, so the output will be 1900 now. So CM is completed, then XC. Regarding X, it is 10, C is 100. So it is same case. You have to subtract, the total will be now 1990. And when it is 1990, the left one is this IX. IX is nothing but I is 1, X is 10. So when you subtract it, the output will be 9. So the total will be 1999. So this should work properly in your code. So you have to do it. Okay, so clear about the test case. So project code is nothing but you have to paste your code. Once you get this successful, you will be having your code, right? You can paste it there in project code. It is the Python code. It's not different one. It is a Python code which you perform and get successful output, right? And with your code, and then you can do some screenshot of this example output. You can attach that and paste it. Clear? Any doubts? So data science class will start soon. They will announce you the date. Project code will be the code. Once you get successful output, you can paste it along with screenshots and you can post it. So try to join. So whoever you can done it in Facebook also, please try to post it here also. Okay, it will be helpful for you only. You can showcase your talent there. And the link will be pasted. The link for this LinkedIn will be there in this description and in chat box. You can get and join there. They'll accept you soon. And once you go inside, this description, this format will be in the YouTube description of this video. You can copy it and paste it. And you can enter your name, college name, optional this NM code, and project code will be your code. Clear? Just copy this one, paste it there in the post. You can once you have joined, go into that group and you can create a post. You can post and it will be required approval by us and we'll approve it as soon as possible. So test cases will be this one. You can take a screenshot of it, or this will be available in YouTube, right? This video, you can take it there and try to do it. You can try as many as possible. If it is running successfully, if the logic is correct, it is going to give you proper output. That's what the use of this. Test cases I have given little bit tricky so that if you made any error, it will show in this. The output should be correct. Okay. Yes, you can submit it in LinkedIn. So project code will be the code, okay? The Python code which you got this output correctly, you can paste it there. Yes, you can submit it in LinkedIn. Anyone is enough, you can submit it in anywhere else, okay? It can be in Facebook or LinkedIn, but I think it will be better in LinkedIn. Clear? So that's it guys. Thank you. Thanks for attending this day 6. Keep attending the session. So submit the assignments by tomorrow evening. So make sure you submit it. I think you may require to copy the link of the submission. Okay, you have submitted in Facebook or LinkedIn, right? That link you have to paste it in the tomorrow's attendance link. Along with that, you have to submit it. So it will be a record. So make sure, please try to complete the assignments. The NM code is optional. If you have, you can type it, or else you can leave it. Yes, you can use in coding in assignment. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you in tomorrow's class.